As the yellow sticky liquid drips on the man's body, he expresses his disappointment against Asmodee losing. Then, black iron-like plates appear from his body, creating a face mask and a whole body armor. After the mysterious man fixes his hair, he introduces himself as no other than Diego Barro, the third high priest of the demon spider sect. GBW, whom he calls Whale Boy, immediately informs Bai Xiaoan about the danger that Barro can pose to them. However, he is extremely surprised to sense Barro behind him in an instant. Barro locks Bai Xiaoan's body with his arms and flies in midair along with him. After reaching enough height, Barro backflips, ready to crash Bai Xiaoan to the ground head first. Upon seeing Barro's plan, Hussein quickly informs the others to get out of the area as fast as possible. With high speed, Barro launches himself downward along with Bai Xiaoan to end his opponent's life. The impact is so strong that it shatters the ground of the whole area. Unfortunately, Chiao Gubai fell along with the ruins and completely descended into the depths of the mine. Barro stands before the unconscious body of Bai Xiaoan, acting almighty. However, Bai Xiaoan's dark aura manifests and takes over his body, making his possession form turn red. Bai Xiaoan instantly stands up and leaps backward to gain some distance. Barro mocks him for being desperate to get away from him. However, Bai Xiaoan suddenly attacks Barro faster than the speed of light, beheading him using his bare hands. After that, Bai Xiaoan's dark aura starts disappearing. When he regains his consciousness, Bai Xiaoan wonders what exactly just happened. Meanwhile, the body of Barro continues to disintegrate. When he wears off his possession form, he quickly asks for Chiao Gubai's whereabouts. Unfortunately, none of them manages to help her, which extremely shocks Bai Xiaoan. His shout reverberates in the depths of the mine, but Chiao Gubai does not respond to his call. Meanwhile, a small wasp grows bigger and transforms into Barro. Then, a perspective from a nearly unconscious person appears to be seeing Barro. Moments later, the highest priestess, Solaris, received the news about Asmodee's death from Barro. Moreover, Barro also exposes Hussein's connection with Bai Xiaoan. Lilith then speculates that Hussein is teaming up with outsiders to go against them. Mephisto believes that what is happening is troublesome. That said, Solaris plans to send someone to control Bailin City, so no joining forces of their considered enemies will happen. 6 months later, Bai Xiaoan still looks for Chiao Gubai. 6 months have passed, and Bai Xiaoan's physical appearance has changed dramatically. His hair grows longer, and his body becomes more defined. As expected, irrelevant enemies from the mines never bother him anyway. He simply summons his sunbird beast familiar, which he calls Reven, to handle the undead enemies. Reven launches flames of sunshine that burn the undead enemies down to their core. Reven tells Bai Xiaoan that it cannot understand him being obsessed with finding someone for almost half a year. However, Bai Xiaoan explains himself to be more rational than before. Moreover, Bai Xiaoan reiterated the fact that Chiao Gubai is extremely important to him. It turns out that by his efforts alone, he reaches silver level. After that, Reven returns to the royal beast space and tells Bai Xiaoan to find the Chiao Gubai, who it calls Tool Lady. Bai Xiaoan was saddened by the term used because, for him, Chiao Gubai is not a tool. Bai Xiaoan realizes that Twilight has arrived and he has to take a rest. Suddenly, he heard the arrival of someone whom he thought to be Hussein. The unknown man asked Bai Xiaoan, and to his surprise is not Hussein. That said, Bai Xiaoan asks the unknown man who he is. When the man faces him, he is astonished to see that it is his grandpa, who is in his younger appearance for some unknown reason. Bai Xiaoan cannot believe his eyes for what he is witnessing at that moment. His grandpa explains that because of the spiritual heavenly water and the banana tree forest fruit, he mysteriously restores his health and his youth. However, the massive changes in his grandpa also have a massive impact on him. It turns out that he cannot use his spiritual power for some unknown reasons, so he needs time to cultivate again. That said, his grandpa reveals that when left the city to heal, someone from the demon spider sect or some other organization took control of it. Moreover, the true intentions of these people are still unknown. His grandpa expresses his worries about the people in Bailin City. Upon hearing that, Bai Xiaoan smashes the ground with a shovel. Lord Bai tells him that he understands that finding Chiao Gubai is very important to him. However, before he can even finish what he is saying, Bai Xiaoan butts in and tells him that he knows what he needs to do. With conviction, he tells his grandpa that he will go back to Bailin City to investigate. He also tells Lord Ba to stop treating him like an immature child. His grandpa is shocked by his maturity, and with a sigh of relief and a smile, Lord Bai shows how proud he is of his grandson. Before leaving, Lord Bai reminds him that things are no longer the same, for they no longer have money or connections. Moreover, he tells him to be careful and not to get in trouble. Lastly, his grandpa tells him that the future of the Bai family and the Bai Lin city depends on him. Moments later, Bai Xiaoan pushes the metallic door and enters a dark, dirty sewage in Bai Lin city. As he looks around, Bai Xiaoan can no longer recognize the appearance of Bai Lin city. Suddenly, a commoner saw him, and the homeless tramp ran as fast as he could upon realizing who he was. It's completely weirded out by the reaction of the tramp who saw him. Soon after, he enters another passage through the sewage and successfully infiltrates the city. Then he cannot believe his eyes to see that Bai Lin city is no longer elegant like before. It's like a gangster city filled with illegal businesses. Bai Xiaoan even notices the few number of people on the streets. Not long after, he saw his wanted poster that was scattered all around the city. When Bai Xiaoan read it, he learned that he was accused of being a demon spider sect accomplice, and any information about his whereabouts is paid with a hefty amount of money. At that moment, Bai Xiaoan figures out why the tramp reacted the way he did when he saw him. Suddenly, police officers appear around the area and decides to hide first, not to create any form of commotion. Upon entering a dark alley, Bai Xiaoan passed by a bar called Hot Girls. He quickly notices the lively atmosphere inside as compared to the outside world. Upon ordering, Bai Xiaoan hears a lady complaining about some sort of abusive customer. Bai Xiaoan finds the voice very familiar, and when he looks at her, he sees that she has long red hair. While Bai Xiaoan wonders if she is the girl he knows, the perverted guy flies to the bar counter and slams his back from the impact. The red-hot habanero, on the other hand, is still shaking from so much anger. She tells the perverted man that not all girls are easy to get. Then, Bai Xiaoan talks to her colleague. Upon realizing who he is, Feng Qianyu covers his mouth, which shocks him. Feng Qianyu hushes him and tells him not to say her name. When the bar manager starts getting suspicious of her actions, she immediately excuses herself and drags Bai Xiaoan with her. Feng Qianyu did a quick briefing with Bai Xiaoan about the current situation and status in Bai Lin City. Soon after, they enter a hidden room in the basement of the bar. In that place, a fat man like Snorlax is munching all the snacks as if someone is taking them away from him. Despite his unhealthy eating habits, the man is quite skilled in coding and hacking skills. Bada boom bada bing, the man is no other than Yan Po Tien. Both Bai Xiaoan and Yan Po Tien are surprised to see each other again. As expected, the crybaby comes running towards his brother, which Bai Xiaoan obviously doesn't like. Before he even reaches him, Bai Xiaoan stops him with his one hand. Out of nowhere, Feng Qianyu tells Bai Xiaoan that he has become stronger than before. When Bai Xiaoan asks her why she is telling such stuff, she simply tells him that she feels it. After hearing that, she remembers a lot of details about him. Bai Xiaoan wonders if she cares about him that much. Moments later, Yan Po Tien starts his data analysis. Meanwhile, Feng Qianyu starts talking about nameless mercenaries that have been moving around the town. Soon enough, Yan Po Tien completed the analysis of the data. Feng Qianyu suddenly expresses her anger after revealing that her family, including Yan Po Tien's, were captured by the unknown mercenaries. It is then revealed that they have been working so hard to rescue their family and prove their innocence. With Yuan's hacking abilities, they managed to figure out what they need to do next. According to Yan Po Tien's finding, the unknown mercenaries, along with their leader, are about to meet someone. The person they will meet is a female with red hair and a facial scar. After getting a grasp of the situation, Bai Xiaoan suggests that they let him meet the commander of the unknown mercenaries. Feng Qianyu asked Bai Xiaoan if he will not join them in their mission. However, he told them that he would be part of their hidden plan, but in private. He even mentioned his past grudges with Feng Qianyu, who happens to have fulfilled their previous promises by wearing the seductive bunny costume. Right after making Feng Qianyu blush in awkwardness, Bai Xiaoan immediately leaves to do the mission on his own, making Feng Qianyu extremely angry. Moments later, at Xiezi district, Bai Xiaoan arrives at the construction site to witness the expected meetup from the unknown mercenaries. Suddenly, a mysterious red-haired woman with a scar on her face calls his attention. She asks Bai Xiaoan if he is waiting for someone. She tells Bai Xiaoan that she is waiting for someone else as well. Bai Xiaoan realizes that the woman is the one in the photo that Yen Po Tian presented to him. The mysterious woman starts a conversation with her to know about the lower realm, which she claims to be not familiar with. Bai Xiaoan gets on guard for anything that might happen in their encounter. A mysterious woman notices it, and she tells him to chill out. The Eye of Apocalypse reveals that she is known to be the red smoke flame that belongs to the diamond level. Soon after, she asks Bai Xiaoan to play with her since he is a beast master. Bai Xiaoan refuses to engage with her and tells him that she is a bully. Hearing that, the red smoke flame decided to demote his status to silver level so she and Bai Xiaoan would be on the same page. Bai Xiaoan accepted her challenge, and he asked her to promise 3 things if he would win. Red smoke flame doesn't want to engage in too much talk, so she lunges toward Bai Xiaoan immediately. Bai Xiaoan is shocked, and he barely manages to dodge the high kick of his enemy. The attack swiftly changes into a downward slash, but luckily, Bai Xiaoan still manages to block it. Realizing that Bai Xiaoan is not her typical punching bag, Red Smoke Flame decided to summon her beast familiar, which is called Spirit of Lava. That said, Bai Xiaoan also summons his beast familiar. Red Smoke Flame is impressed with Bai Xiaoan's beast pet. However, she does not falter at all because she thinks that the Whale Boy is too slow for her. Whale Boy attacks the Spirit of Lava, causing it to fall down. Then, the attack is followed by a nether water erosion. Spirit of Lava retaliates and the impact sends them away from each other. Whale Boy reminds Bai Xiaoan not to underestimate the enemy. Soon after, the Spirit of Lava launches several missile rocks toward the Whale Boy. To block the barrage of attacks, Bai Xiaoan activates a water sphere that serves as their shield. Red Smoke Flame is delighted to see how Bai Xiaoan protects his beast pet. Meanwhile, Bai Xiaoan asks his beast familiar if it is okay after blocking the dangerous attack. Red Smoke Flame is impressed at Bai Xiaoan because no one will take the initiative to protect their own beast familiar. She then informs Bai Xiaoan that in their realm, no one dares to accept her challenge. She commends Bai Xiaoan for being able to fight with her skillfully. Bai Xiaoan knows the extent of danger that he is facing, so he decides to use his full strength. Meanwhile, Red Smoke Flame commands her beast pet to fight to the fullest. That said, Bai Xiaoan tells him to use the trick that they have been practicing. At full speed, the Whale Boy uses its spiritual speed torn and moves around the Spirit of Lava while attacking it at the same time. His opponent can't help but be amazed at all the tricks that he has. Whale Boy leaps in midair and prepares to attack the enemy. Red Smoke Flame recognizes that the attack is the Moonlight Return, a high-level Kang Shui's move. Red Smoke Flame unleashes the power of her spiritual weapon to intercept the attack. That said, an explosion happened after the impact of the colliding forces. Bai Xiaoan is clueless about what happened to Red Smoke Flame, but he sees his beast familiar, which is in a state of great exhaustion. Suddenly, his opponent emerges from the smoke, declaring her victory. Despite the result of the fight, Red Smoke Flame tells him that he is the first person who forces her to break her oath. She then asks for his name, but Bai Xiaoan thinks that it is way better not to do so. Suddenly, another mysterious character appears. He is a young man, along with his younger sister, who resembles the appearance of the Bai clan. Bai Xiaoan is shocked to know that the 2 mysterious characters know his true identity. That said, Bai Xiaoan asks them who they are. They reveal their true identity, and they happen to be members of the main branch of the Bai clan. The guy's name is Bai Zihao, while the girl's name is Bai Zining. Red Smoke Flame joins the conversation, and she asks the 2 if they are the ones she is to meet that time. Then, it is revealed that her real name is Qi Yanyan, who is the infamous Demon Flame. Soon after, the soldiers arrive, and they bring with them the captured Feng Qian Yu and Yen Po Tian. Feng Qian Yu is so mad at the soldiers, but she cannot do anything about her situation. Bai Xiaoan realizes that they are in trouble, so he feels extremely worried. Bai Zihao slaps Feng Qian Yu for making a noise, seeing that Bai Xiaoan gets mad, and he decides to summon Riven. Riven unleashes some aerial flaming missiles of the enemy, and it causes a huge impact again. When the smoke subsides, his enemies, along with their armies, are left unscathed. Bai Zihao then asks Bai Xiaoan if Feng Qian Yu is worthy of his enmity against them. According to the Eye of Apocalypse, the soldiers are wearing anti-spiritual shields. While their shields piss off Bai Xiaoan, the soldiers prepare to deliver an onslaught attack against him. However, they are stopped by Bai Zihao because he wants to give Bai Xiaoan a chance. Bai Xiaoan can't help but wonder what their motives are in occupying the Bailin city. Bai Zihao tells him that he did not occupy it because it is his territory in the first place. Bai Zining further tells him that the higher-ups send them to do what they need to do. Then, Bai Zihao informs Bai Xiaoan that their world is already merging with another world. After that, Bai Zining tells Bai Xiaoan that they are to investigate the portals in their world that lead to the merging world. They also aim to find new powerful species in the merging world. Bai Zihao informs Bai Xiaoan that the spiritual energy in the area is stable. Then, he summons his beast pet to get rid of the captives. With the help of the Eye of Apocalypse, Bai Xiaoan figures out that Bai Zihao belongs to the gold level. Bai Zihao prepares to end the life of Feng Qianyu. That said, his spirit pet, Poison Ivy Blue Electric Eel, supercharges a strong attack against Feng Qianyu. She cannot do anything but close her eyes and accept her impending doom. However, Bai Xiaoan moves like the Flash as he activates his dark aura. And just like that, he manages to save Feng Qianyu and Yan Po Tian. Bai Xiaoan looks at Feng Qianyu with a genuinely worried face, making her blush like a ripe tomato, as expected from her. Instead of saying thank you, she kicks Bai Xiaoan in the face. Bai Zihao is clueless about what just happened. That said, he commands Poison Ivy Blue Electric Eel to burn down his enemies. Poison Ivy Blue Electric Eel unleashes a devastating purple spiritual force that causes a huge explosion. Bai Zihao tells him that he should blame his grandpa for his incompetence, impressing Bai Zining. However, when the smoke from the explosions subsided, they saw the enhanced rubber monkey that seemed to have successfully blocked the attack. The two siblings are confused about the new beast pet. The enhanced rubber monkey asks his master if he's okay, to which he confirms. Meanwhile, Feng Qianyu is acting mad and wants Bai Xiaoan to let go of her as if she doesn't like being in his arms. At that moment, Bai Zihao realizes that Bai Xiaoan is no ordinary. So, he commands his Poison Ivy Blue Electric Eel to finish the fight quickly, using its spiritual speed. Enhanced Rubber Monkey does not show any fear against a formidable enemy, and it starts accumulating spiritual energy to retaliate against the upcoming attack. And just like that, it unleashes its Cloud Piercer. However, the Poison Ivy Blue Electric Eel dodges the attack at a very fast speed. Soon enough, the Poison Ivy Blue Electric Eel is already messing around with the Enhanced Rubber Monkey. Poison Ivy Blue Electric Eel delivers its cyanide fangs against the Enhanced Rubber Monkey. However, before it can even hurt the Enhanced Rubber Monkey, it grabs the Poison Ivy Blue Electric Eel by its head. Then, it smashes the beast pet like a stuffed toy on the ground, causing it to lose consciousness. Feng Qianyu and Yan Po Tian are shocked, while Bai Xiaoan receives a warning about his spiritual instability. One of the soldiers informs Bai Zihao about spiritual fluctuations, signaling that a portal is about to open. And just like that, a green portal appears around the area. Bai Xiaoan and his allies wonder why a portal appears all of a sudden. Then, Bai Xiaoan figures out that it is part of the world fusion. Bai Zihao commands all of his soldiers to prepare to jump into the portal. However, Bai Zining stops him because there are strange tentacles that come out from it. In an instant, they find themselves being wrapped by the strange tentacles. Bai Xiaoan is confused about the strange tentacles, but he can't free himself from its strong wrap. Apparently, even the two siblings were captured by the strange tentacles, causing them both to freak out. Then the strange tentacles pull them all inside the portal. As the portal is continuously sucking them up, they can't do anything but worry for the safety of each other. Suddenly, a portal opens in an unknown world. Moments later, Bai Xiaoan felt a heavy thing on his chest, giving him a hard time breathing. When he opens his eyes, he realizes that Feng Qianyu's massive balloons are pressed on his chest. Feng Qianyu blushes after being embarrassed about what happened, but the awkwardness stops when Yan Po Tian complains about how heavy they are. Before long, the three start to wonder where exactly they are. After that, they notice what seems like a humongous dead body of a spider or a crab near them. Not long after, they heard a mysterious sound from a staff that seemed to be made up of ocean materials. Bai Xiaoan and the rest of the gang wonder what it is. Apparently, the sound comes from the staff of a mysterious octopus man. Elsewhere, Bai Zihao and Bai Zining, along with their soldiers, are investigating the new environment in the merging world. Bai Zihao asks him if the base station that they found had no supplies anymore. The soldiers tell him that there are no found supplies in the station at all. Bai Zihao then starts wondering if he wouldn't be stuck in that world. One of his soldiers tells him that there is a piece of information found in the base station about a nearby activity. That said, Bai Zihao tells them with an evil grin to prepare and go to the nearby colony to get some supplies. Meanwhile, Bai Xiaoan and his comrades wonder if the octopus man will attack them. Bai Xiaoan notices that the creature is scared, so he asks the Apocalypse Eye to give him some details about it. Suddenly, the scared octopus man uses his tentacles towards Bai Xiaoan, which shocks him. The tentacles touch Bai Xiaoan's head, and for some unexplainable reasons, Bai Xiaoan's eyes glow like he is possessed with something. He recognizes it as the skill called synchronization. Through this skill, the octopus man manages to talk to Bai Xiaoan. The octopus man revealed that his name is Blue and comes from Lele City. Judging by their appearance, the octopus man knows that they are not from their world. Bai Xiaoan also introduces himself, and he figures out that the octopus man is an intelligent species. Yen Po Tian and Feng Qian, you wonder how on earth Bai Xiaoan and the octopus man can communicate. Meanwhile, Bai Xiaoan explains to him how they accidentally arrived in their world. Soon after, the three follow Blue. Along the way, Bai Xiaoan discovers some soul crystals that are formed by the crystallization of spiritual energy. Out of curiosity, Bai Xiaoan decided to touch the crystal. However, when he's about to touch them, Blue stops him from doing so. Blue starts telling a story to Bai Xiaoan about them as the residents of Lele City. According to her story, they used to be servants of the abyssal lady, Kusuna. However, 300 years ago, Kusuna became cruel due to a plague. That said, they are forced to seal her in her throne. Moreover, the plague transforms the servants into creatures called soulless, and the souls that were left from the transformed bodies turn into crystals. Blue even revealed that his parents died due to the plague. The souls of his parents are within the crystals, so technically, the crystals became their tombs. Blue became sad after recalling the fate that they had to face. Seeing him like that, Bai Xiaoan tries his best to comfort her, which shocks Blue. All of a sudden, an earthquake just occurs. However, Blue explains to Bai Xiaoan that what happened was not an earthquake, but rather the arrival of the soulless. The swarm of soulless suddenly surrounds them, and Blue tells them not to move and stay close to her. Blue chants a spell, and his staff glows. Then, a blue spiritual energy comes out from the staff, making a vortex of soulless. Bai Xiaoan wonders if he is guiding the soulless. Blue commands the soulless to seek their lost souls. She then explains to Bai Xiaoan that as long as there is a ferryman to guide them, they can safely pass through their territory. At that moment, Bai Xiaoan realizes that they are really a peace-loving race. Bai Xiaoan asks her if their territory was once an ocean, which Blue confirms. Blue explains that after the plague brought corruption to their territory, the once pure ocean was gone. That said, Kusuna granted them the strong adaptability to survive in an environment without water. Unfortunately, Kusuna herself wasn't able to escape the fate of corruption brought by the plague. Blue tells them that they are near the settlement area and warns them not to touch the slime molds. According to the Eye of Apocalypse, the fungi in that palace can cause otherworldly corruption. Out of nowhere, Blue suddenly stops and she starts shaking. She looks horrified to see the settlement area is being attacked. It turns out that two siblings, along with their soldiers, are terrorizing the native creatures in the area, and they want to hang them to death. Bai Zining commands her beast pet, Xiao Bai Bai, to attack the octopus men, and just like that, a strong water energy blast was released by Xiao Bai Bai to hit several octopus men. Bai Zihao tells his younger sister not to blow them all up because he wants to hang them up for display. When the smoke subsides, it is revealed that Bai Xiaoan arrives on time to save the remaining creatures. Bai Xiaoan's action pisses off Bai Ziha, and he asks him why he wants to protect the lowly creatures. Bai Xiaoan tells him straight to the face that life has no distinction, and they are the natives of that world. Sadly, several octopus men were hanged to death under Bai Zihao's commands. Then, he questions if the octopus man deserves to be the master of that place. Bai Zihao tells him that his saintly attitude is far from their strong determination to conquer everything. Bai Xiaoan, on the other hand, points out that he is just being a bully, preying on those weaker than him. He even tells Bai Zihao that his attitude will eventually lead to his own demise. However, Bai Zihao doesn't care about what Bai Xiaoan is talking about because he only cares about being stronger by all means. Bai Xiaoan strongly disagrees with his ideology, believing that it would only result in slaughter and evil desires. That said, Bai Xiaoan summons his beast pet, Giant Blue Whale. Bai Xiaoan is irritated by his continuous preaching, so he commands his beast pet to use its frenzied blood hunt fang to devour him. But as expected, Whale Boy will not let it happen. Bai Xiao's beast pet tells Whale Boy that it is very ugly, like Bai Xiaoan. On the other hand, Whale Boy tells the white shark that its mouth is as foul as his master's and even tells it to brush his teeth. Then, the two beast familiars hit each other using their tails as if they were wielding swords. After that, Bai Xiaoan and Bai Ziha both command their beast pets to use spirit speed. With so much strength and speed, the two beast familiars try to knock down each other. Upon realizing they can use the same skills, Bai Ziha thinks that he can break through with his final move. Meanwhile, Bai Xiaoan thought of another trick to win against the enemy. He commands Whale Boy to transform into its original size. Bai Ziha took the chance to catch them off guard and commanded his beast pet to blast the enemy. However, Whale Boy has successfully transformed and easily deflected the attack. White Shark is intimidated by the size of Whale Boy. It even emphasizes its opponent, who is the big fish and the small fish. Bai Ziha becomes worried after seeing Whale Boy's original size. On the other hand, Bai Zining is simply amazed after seeing a huge fish. When Whale Boy opens its mouth, White Shark quickly moves away from it to escape its impending doom. However, White Shark got trapped inside Whale Boy's mouth, freaking out Bai Ziha. Whale Boy acts mighty after swallowing White Shark whole and alive in front of its beast master. Then, Bai Xiaoan made him realize how it feels to be eaten by bigger fish. However, Whale Boy spits White Shark and tells it that it stinks as hell. Whale Boy aimed to spit it at Bai Ziha, which he successfully did. Soon after, Bai Xiaoan made him understand how corrupt their values are in the upper realm. Bai Ziha cannot accept the reality that he was defeated, and he starts shouting that he is not weak. That said, the soldiers threw some types of explosives at Bai Xiaoan to protect their master. One of the explosives went very near him, and Bai Xiaoan was caught off guard, realizing it was a flashbang. All of a sudden, the place was engulfed by a bright, blinding light and could not do anything about it. Apparently, even in his previous life, he hates being blasted by a flashbang. As expected, when the light was gone, the enemies had successfully escaped already. Feng Qianyu wonders if they should chase them to resolve the issue in Bailin City. Bai Xiaoan explains to Feng Qianyu that they are trapped, and they need to find a way out first. Elsewhere, Bai Zihao felt devastated by his defeat. He hits the crystals out of frustration while his little sister enjoys the scene. Before long, one of their soldiers reported that they had new findings in the merging world. A soldier tells Bai Ziha that based on the data left behind and their recent investigation, the crystals are actually spiritual stone. These crystals can strengthen and enhance both mental and spiritual power. Seeing it as an opportunity to level up quickly, Bai Ziha becomes happy. Elsewhere, Feng Qianyu asks Yan Po Tian if Bai Xiaoan would be the leader of the Bailin City if all the mess did not happen. Yan Po Tian simply tells her that he would support him if that would happen. Meanwhile, Bai Xiaoan comforts the traumatized octopus men. Seeing him showing kindness, Feng Qianyu can't help but praise him for it, which makes Yan Po Tian think that she is interested in Bai Xiaoan. Soon, Bai Xiaoan comes back with both good and bad news. Bai Xiaoan immediately notices the blushing face of Feng Qianyu, but she tells him to reveal the good news already. Apparently, there is a teleportation portal in the ancient city of Lely. As for the bad news, they are actually in an ocean trench. That said, they have to find the ancient lift to reach the surface. With the help of Blue, the Soulless will not be their problem. Unfortunately, Blue is the last ferryman, so she must stay to protect the settlement area. That said, the trio can only rely on themselves to find a way to reach the surface. Moments later, they keep going higher and higher towards the surface. Not long after, Bai Xiaoan opens a mysterious door. Suddenly, his eyes widen for what had witnessed inside. They saw a Soulless being killed using a spiritual weapon. The killer is no other than Qi Yanyan, who makes use of his spiritual weapon to kill several Soulless. Qi Yanyan gets excited upon seeing Bai Xiaoan again. Soon after, two soldiers appear from behind the trio, and they force them to surrender. However, Qi Yanyan doesn't like it, so she stops them from capturing them. Qi Yanyan tells the two soldiers that they are all stuck in that world, so capturing them doesn't make any sense. Bai Xiaoan is relieved to know that Qi Yanyan doesn't think the same way as the two siblings. Nonetheless, Qi Yanyan tells him that she doesn't want to get involved with family troubles. Bai Xiaoan looks at her straight in her eyes while Qi Yanyan tells him that he's the first beast master that she's interested in. Seeing her pressing her huge cannonballs in Bai Xiaoan's face makes Feng Qian feel mad. Suddenly, they heard loud footsteps coming closer to them. Bada bing bada boom, a giant monster that appears before them. Without any hesitation, Qi Yanyan tells Bai Xiaoan to step back, and she prepares to attack the monster right away. The monster looks like a four-legged animal with a massive starfish head. Despite that, Qi Yanyan is fearless and ready to take it down. Bai Xiaoan can't help but feel intimidated in the presence of a great monstrosity. On the other hand, Qi Yanyan leaps in mid-air, wields her weapons, and is ready to launch her attack. According to the Eye of Apocalypse, this is called the Star Beast that belongs to the Diamond level. That said, the beast easily intercepts Qi Yanyan's attack. The retaliation causes Qi Yanyan to fall back. All of a sudden, one of the soldiers unleashes his yellow aura, shocking his fellow soldier. The soldier removes his armor and starts transforming. Qi Yanyan is clueless about who the mysterious man is. Apparently, it is no other than Baro, the third high priest of the demon spider sect. He reveals himself after getting interested in the Star Beast. He then quickly throws Dagger Kun to impale the Star Beast, which he does successfully. Dagger Kun unleashes its controlling power, and in an instant, the Star Beast turns yellow in color. The Eye of Apocalypse revealed that Dagger Kun is called Bee Venom or Domination, which mandatory controls a beast familiar. Recognizing him, Bai Xiaoan gets bothered by Baro's presence. After learning that Baro belongs to the spider cult, Qi Yanyan attacks him immediately. However, Baro manages to lead in mid-air and goes on top of the Star Beast. Baro asks why Qi Yanyan seems to have a personal grudge against him. Qi Yanyan gets mad and tells him to stop pretending. All of a sudden, Baro recognizes her as the Demon Flame. Meanwhile, Whaleboy casts a strong spiritual water beam towards Baro. Unfortunately, the Star Beast, under Baro's control, completely blocks the attack. Baro recognizes Bai Xiaoan and gets pissed off to see him alive. Bai Xiaoan angrily confronts Baro. At that point, Bai Xiaoan realizes that Qi Yanyan also has a deep grudge against the High Priest of the Demon Spider cult. On the other hand, Baro supercharges the Star Beast's attack to eliminate the two quickly. Meanwhile, Bai Xiaoan and Qi Yanyan decided to join forces to go against their common enemy. The Star Monster delivers a devastating attack against the two, which amazes Baro. He celebrated obtaining a diamond-level beast familiar. However, before the smoke even subsides, a strong beam of powerful spiritual energy is launched toward Baro. Unfortunately, Baro manages to dodge it easily. It is then revealed that the attack comes from Qi Yanyan. On the other hand, Baro expresses his disappointment against her. Suddenly, a soldier emerges from the smoke. While Baro thinks that the man is Bai Xiaoan in disguise, he is really an ordinary soldier. Bai Xiaoan recognizes the strength of the ant spiritual shield and decides to put it to the test using the soldier. From that moment, Baro realizes that Bai Xiaoan is a tactical guy. With the Eye of Apocalypse, Bai Xiaoan manages to see through his hidden ability. Unfortunately, his second ability is hidden that even the Eye of Apocalypse cannot reveal. Bai Xiaoan then decided to use the Chain of Heaven's skill to copy the hidden talent of Baro. However, Bai Xiaoan only manages Baro's spiritual armor skill because it cannot copy hidden skills. Soon after, the Eye of Apocalypse shows a prompt at Bai Xiaoan to free space because the Chain of Heavens can only copy 3 skills. That said, Bai Xiaoan chooses to replace the body of Fire Spirit's skill. And just like that, spiritual armor replaced the existing skill. Meanwhile, Baro felt bothered by the feeling that something had entered his body, not knowing that it was because of the Chain of Heavens. Baro then asked Bai Xiaoan what he did to him, which shocks Bai Xiaoan because it is the first time that someone has sensed his Chain of Heavens. Enraged, Baro commands Star Beast to go all out and use the Call of Heaven. Then, the molds from the ground come to life, shocking them all. The molds start to envelop their bodies and kill the soldier with a shield first. After that, the molds start attacking Bai Xiaoan from behind, shocking him in the process. Luckily, a strong beam of fire and spiritual energy protects him from getting caught. It is then revealed that Feng Qian was the one who cast the spell. With an innocent smile, Bai Xiaoan thanks her, which pisses her off. On the other hand, Yen Po Tian summons his beast familiar armored ape to protect him from the molds. Bai Xiaoan quickly thinks of a way to get out of the mold trap, and he figures out that they need to use fire. That said, he asks for Feng Qian use help, which shocks her. Although scared, Yen Po Tian also offers to help with whatever Bai Xiaoan plans to do. He even asks for the help of Qi Yanyan, to which she immediately agrees. As expected, as the shield is gone, Baro supercharges another devastating beam of spiritual energy from the Star Beast. The attack is twice stronger than the first one. Bai Xiaoan, however, sees it coming. So when the time is perfect, he commands everyone to do their parts. Yen Po Tian uses his 5 types of lightning energy armor to block the attack. The armored ape manages to block the attack and absorbs its spiritual energy, which surprises Baro. After absorbing too much power, the armored ape went berserk, and he used his thunder charge release to attack the Star Beast. Then, Bai Xiaoan and Feng Qinyu combine the firepower of their beast pet. While a barrage of fire missiles attacks the enemy, Qi Yanyan summons her beast pet. It is a cool, strong-looking, and familiar. According to the Eye of Apocalypse, the beast pet is called Night Patrol Demon Owl, and it belongs to the diamond level. Realizing how strong it is, Bai Xiaoan is completely astonished. Without any further commands, the Night Patrol Demon Owl prepares to deliver its attack. It leaps in midair and unleashes its purple spiritual aura. Realizing what it is, Baro is completely dumbfounded. And just like that, with a single slash, the Star Beast gets severely injured. Then, the Night Patrol Demon Owl unleashes another powerful purple spiritual aura. After that, the Beast Familiar stood majestically with pride before them all. However, the Star Beast will not let the fight end without retaliation, so it accumulates strong spiritual energy against its enemy. The Night Patrol Demon Owl did not falter, and it also cast a beam of attack. The collision of the attack is strong, considering both are diamond level. The 3 cannot do anything but watch who among the 2 beast pets is stronger. Soon enough, the fight concluded in favor of the Night Patrol Demon Owl after completely obliterating the Star Beast. Then, with an evil look in its eye, the Night Patrol Demon Owl stood before them all confidently. Baro emerges from the smoke, and he wants to have the Night Patrol Demon Owl. However, before he can even finish what he is saying, Qi Yanyan's spear is ready to cut his throat. Qi Yanyan tells Baro that the Night Patrol Demon Owl will never follow a scum like him. Then, she commands her beast pet to return to her royal beast space. Never in Baro's wildest dream that the demon flame will defeat him. Qi Yanyan, however, cuts off his head before he can even say anything as she unleashes his powerful purple spiritual aura. Bai Xiaoan felt the overwhelming power of Qi Yanyan to the point that he said that she might be stronger than his grandpa. That said, Bai Xiaoan becomes even more motivated to become stronger. Bai Xiaoan contemplates how he can become as strong as Qi Yanyan. Suddenly, Qi Yanyan pulls his spear from the ground and joins the gang. Qi Yanyan realizes that the 3 of them are descendants of big families. She then identifies them all as follows: Ashes of Nirvana, Dragons of the Star Ocean, and Collapse of Mountains and Thunders. After that, Qi Yanyan formally introduced herself as the Hellflame Skyfire and the current holder of the demon flame known as the Red Smoke Flame. Qi Yanyan then decides to tell them that she doesn't want to get involved in any family feud. She also revealed that her original task was to test the power of the spear. However, since they are all stuck in the merging world, her mission is not yet accomplished. That said, Bai Xiaoan realizes that even with her great power, she cannot guarantee to return to their world. Without a second thought, Bai Xiaoan asks her to join them in their pursuit to find the portal to get out of that world. As expected, the jealous Feng Qianyu disagrees. She blames the upper realm for everything that happened with their families. However, Bai Xiaoan touches her shoulders and tells her to trust his instincts. Feng Qianyu blushes and cannot do anything but agree with Bai Xiaoan. And just like that, they all join together to reach the surface quickly. Moments later, the gang reaches the surface of the Lely City. Qi Yanyan tells them that the civilization in the merging world is quite the same in their real world. Bai Xiaoan, on the other hand, feels that the place is so eerie after seeing the weird statue around the area. As they continue, they reach the center of the city, but still, they cannot find the teleportation device. Feng Qianyu sarcastically tells Bai Xiaoan to use his talent to find what they are looking for. After hearing that, Bai Xiaoan thought that it was actually a great idea. That said, Bai Xiaoan uses its Eye of Apocalypse to search for the treasures within the range. Soon after, the Eye of Apocalypse detected an ancient throne instead of a portal. Bai Xiaoan is not sure about it, but he decides to take a look anyway. Behold the presence of a great ancient civilization before their eyes. Elsewhere, Bai Zihao and his soldiers reach a place that was covered by molds and soul crystals. He then asks his soldier for the development of the studies about the soul crystals. It turns out that the crystal values in that place differ from the others. That said, they can conclude that the soul crystals in the area are connected to a more powerful energy source. Despite the benefits that a soul crystal can give to a beastmaster, it also requires a more adaptable source to be absorbed. With that, Bai Zihao is not in the best condition to absorb them. On the other hand, Bai Zining tries to give a soul crystal to her beast pet, Long Long. However, she is caught by Bai Zihao. Bai Zining tells her brother that her beast familiar, Long Long, has not been upgraded for a long time. Long Long is a cute dragon beast pet that holds great power. Bai Zihao, however, tells his sister that ingesting the crystal directly may damage her beast pet. In an unexpected turn of events, Long Long took the crystal and enjoyed eating it. After eating it, Long Long's eyes glow, and Bai Zining becomes extremely worried. In the same way, Bai Zihao and the soldiers are shocked by what just happened. The spiritual energy from Long Long continues to surge to its peak. Bada bing bada boom, Long Long grows way bigger than before. Seeing that, Bai Zihao felt relieved that nothing bad had happened to his sister's beast familiar. According to their checking device, Long Long has reached the gold peak level. After realizing that Bai Zining's beast pet is just one step away from reaching diamond level, Bai Zihao cannot help but get insecure by his little sister. Meanwhile, Long Long starts licking Bai Zining's face. His defeat is something that he cannot accept, and hatred starts surging from his heart. He then decided to take a soul crystal for himself. While he starts feeling that his desire and emotions match the energy of the soul crystal, Bai Zining calls his attention. It turns out that Long Long wants to take a walk, so he asks for his brother's permission to roam around. Although he does not agree, Bai Zining still goes on her way with Long Long. After several hours, Bai Xiaoan reaches the throne that seals Kusuna. In the area, there's a sword-like thing that is placed in the middle of the stage. It turns out that a ferryman statue holds the sword-like thing that blocks the corruption from leaking any further. Bai Xiaoan gets curious about it because it plays an important role in their history. According to Eyes of Apocalypse, the item is an otherworldly metal that can absorb the soul. It also revealed that the sword-like metal seals the corruption. When Bai Xiaoan decides to touch it, a voice from an unknown source is heard, stopping him from doing so. All of them heard the unknown voice, so Bai Xiaoan realized that he was not hallucinating. The unknown voice asks them who they are. After that, they figured out that the voice was coming from the sword-like metal. The owner of the voice is shocked to realize that his soul is trapped inside the spiritual scepter. Soon after, the spirit begins freaking out on his body being dry and the lack of water in the area. Before long, the unknown voice figures out they fail because the seal starts to weaken. Bai Xiaoan, on the other hand, wonders why they can all hear him. Not long after, the mysterious voice asks Bai Xiaoan a favor. Meanwhile, the Eye of Apocalypse informs Bai Xiaoan that the essence of the area is like a telepathic force. The voice asks Bai Xiaoan to destroy the scepter. However, Bai Xiaoan tells him that the octopus man did not fail because some of its descendants survived in the trench. The unknown voice, on the other hand, tells him that the seal can no longer stop the corruption. Bai Xiaoan and the rest ignore the voice, and Qi Yanyan immediately backs off and refuses to help it. The unknown voice stops them from entering the hall and warns them about Kusuna. Bai Xiaoan is irritated by the unknown voice because it becomes more and more suspicious. Suddenly, a blue, glowing aura comes out of the scepter, and it starts evil laughing. It tells Bai Xiaoan that the seal will be lifted sooner or later, so he wants Bai Xiaoan to take him. Since Bai Xiaoan has completed his enlightenment, the soul in the scepter introduces himself as Ralph Howard Kraft. Then, a strong surge of energy comes out from the scepter. Then, the form of the scepter changes into a sword, and it accepts Bai Xiaoan as its new owner. Although confused, Bai Xiaoan felt the urge to pull the sword. When he does, the sword unleashes more spiritual energy, and it forms a contract with him. With one swing slash from the blade, the corruption that covers the door is instantly eliminated. Bai Xiaoan is amazed by the power of the sword. Suddenly, light appears below them, and the sword tries to explain why an earthquake happens in that world. Then, a pillar of pink, powerful energy beam appears before them. Bai Xiaoan is surprised to see a huge dragon in front of him. As expected, it is Long Long along with Bai Xiaoan. According to the Eye of Apocalypse, the dragon familiar is called Long Long, and it belongs to the white-scaled flying dragon. Bai Xiaoan is happy to have reached a spacious, open place. Not long after, Bai Xiaoan recognizes that the man standing below her is Bai Xiaoan. Along with his allies, Bai Xiaoan even recognizes Qi Yanyan, whom she calls the manly woman of the Qi family. Seeing him along with their enemies, Bai Xiaoan wonders why she decides to help the humans from the lower realm. Qi Yanyan clarified to her that she entered the portal to do her mission, and she did not say anything about helping them or working with them. Bai Xiaoan tells her that Lord Bai is a bad guy, so Bai Xiaoan is also a bad guy. She further tells him that those who help the bad guys are bad guys as well. Then she decides to punish them on behalf of his brother. Bai Xiaoan, on the other hand, is completely lost in her logic, which Qi Yanyan suggests to ignore. Since the situation calls for action, Bai Xiaoan and Qi Yanyan fight side by side once again. Qi Yanyan summons his beast pet, Howling Tiger, to fight against Long Long. Meanwhile, Bai Xiaoan tells his newly acquired sword that he needs to wait before he unleashes its energy. Howling Tiger tells Bai Xiaoan that he and his Beastmaster can handle it. Bai Xiaoan tells Qi Yanyan that the battle happened because of him. However, Qi Yanyan tells him to do what he needs to do and leave the rest to her hand, and she summons her spiritual weapon. Bai Xiaoan commands her beast pet to fight Qi Yanyan. Long Long happily crushes Qi Yanyan by stomping its foot. However, Long Long's foot is simply stopped by Howling Tiger, shocking Bai Xiaoan greatly. After that, the Howling Tiger delivers a strong punch against Long Long. Long Long felt a serious pain that reverberated all over its body. Qi Yanyan asked Bai Xiaoan why he stayed. Seeing that Qi Yanyan can handle the situation, Bai Xiaoan tells him to be careful, for the dragon familiar is not easy to deal with. And just like that, the three proceed while Qi Yanyan is left to fight alone. Bai Xiaoan tells his sword that he doesn't have that much spiritual energy left. Then, Bai Xiaoan prepares to deliver a strong attack to blow off the sealed door. The sword manages to accumulate a strong, devastating spiritual energy along with Bai Xiaoan's soul energy. After that, Bai Xiaoan unleashes the strong force from the blade. The last layer of corruption was noticeably obliterated, and the sealed door was destroyed, giving them a way to go inside. However, the sword notices something that is coming out from the sealed door. It turns out that the overflowing corruption from the inside starts to come out, making Bai Xiaoan wonder what else is found inside. And just like that, the door is blocked again. His sword tells him that there is one more chance left and decides to give everything it can with the final blow. Hearing him say something like that, Bai Xiaoan starts teasing him like he's going to die. Then, together, they prepare to strike again. However, before unleashing their attack, Bai Xiaoan asks the Eye of Apocalypse to analyze the sword. According to the Eye of Apocalypse, the sword is called Metal Life or Legacy of Lele, which has the ability to transform and release spiritual energy. Mental and spiritual power can also drive it. After understanding what needs to be done to unleash a powerful attack, Bai Xiaoan asks his new sword to connect itself to his origin in order to create the evil karma effect. The Eye of Apocalypse activated Bai Xiaoan's dark aura to strengthen the attack even more, and just like that, the sword starts glowing in red color. Bai Xiaoan then prepares to give it all in one blow. The evil side of himself is manifesting on the other half of his face. Then, he starts dragging the sword and maneuvers it to unleash everything in one slash. Everything that the red energy passes through is completely obliterated down to its roots. Also, it manages to blast off the door tremendously. Meanwhile, Long Long and Howling Tiger's fight continues. Howling Tiger added more spiritual power to his attack. The collision of spiritual energy starts to merge, but Long Long doesn't plan on giving up either. In the end, their power extinguishes each other and vanishes in midair. Bai Xiaoan acknowledges Qi Yanyan's strength. Then she asks him again why she is helping a criminal. Qi Yanyan tells her that she is mistaken because they have been practicing for many years, and they know one truth. The way to control beasts is also the externalization of personality. Qi Yanyan asks Bai Xiaoan if she wants to know why she took Bai Xiaoan's side. Then she tells her right straight to her face that the criminal they are talking about never committed any evil acts. Bai Xiaoan gets pissed off after Qi Yanyan tells her that she cannot comprehend well because she has a stupid mind. That said, she commands Long Long to cast its New Moon White Forest attack. Qi Yanyan and her beast pet know that there is a problem with Bai Xining's understanding because the Bai family's education doesn't help them think independently. Qi Yanyan then declares that on that day, they will educate the Bai family. She leaps in midair and dodges the attacks at the same time. Realizing that Qi Yanyan is aiming at her, Bai Xining can't help but freak out. With so much energy of bloodlust, Qi Yanyan prepares to strike her spiritual spear at Bai Xining. Then, a strong explosion happens at the head of Long Long. Qi Yanyan successfully knocks them both down, completely unconscious. For Qi Yanyan, Bai Xining's behavior is the epitome of being a bully. However, she's compassionate enough to think that she is just a child and just a victim of wrong nurture. Meanwhile, Bai Xiaoan successfully destroyed the door, and no more corruption came out of it. Yun Potion is absolutely amazed by Bai Xiaoan's destructive power. Soon after, Feng Qianyu points out something that creeps them out. Apparently, it is no other than Kusuna, the wise queen who tries to resist corruption but fails and ends up being the incarnation of corruption. Ralph Howard Kraft tells them that as a god and a queen, she doesn't deserve to have a miserable ending. Suddenly, Kusuna's eyes glow, and her mouth opens. Suddenly, a completely possessed Long Long. The dragon beast familiar immediately stands up and prepares to attack Qi Yanyan. Qi Yanyan cannot believe what is happening because Long Long and Bai Xining were completely knocked unconscious when she left them. All of a sudden, Long Long accumulates a green, dark energy, ready to cast it out to Qi Yanyan. She then figures out that it loses its control to itself. Bai Xining is still unconscious, so Qi Yanyan is convinced that she is right. And just like that, Long Long unleashes what seems like a green flame. After blasting off the Howling Tiger, several pieces of debris start falling all over the place. To stay safe, Bai Xiaoan activates his shield. Long Long is out of control, and it is ready to destroy anything that gets in its way. Howling Tiger can only wonder what could possibly happen to Long Long. Bai Xiaoan immediately notices the change in Long Long's eyes. Ralph Howard Kraft tells them that Kusuna is controlling the beast pet. Ralph Howard Kraft explains that Long Long has been possessed because it has absorbed the soul crystal of the Lely people. All of a sudden, Kusuna starts moving as she tries to break free from her restriction to her throne. She then commands Long Long to move closer to her. Realizing what Kusuna plans to do, Ralph Howard Kraft reveals that Long Long will take Kusuna off her throne. And just like that, Long Long starts devouring the restrictions of Kusuna. Bai Xiaoan realizes that they are in great trouble, so he asks Qi Yanyan to wake Bai Xining immediately to return Long Long to her royal beast space. She was in a deep sleep, so Qi Yanyan gave her the slap of awakening. When she wakes up, she sees the face of Qi Yanyan and calls her manly woman for the second time. Bai Xining starts having temper tantrums, but Qi Yanyan immediately tells her that Long Long is not in a good state, stopping her from acting like a toddler who's out of control. After getting completely free, Kusuna decided to end the life of Long Long. Qi Yanyan tells Bai Xining to return Long Long to her royal beast space quickly. Luckily, she made it just in time before Long Long got isekai in another world as a disgusting, ugly, lonely loser. Seeing that, Kusuna gets pissed off by them, trying to get in her way. Kusuna unleashes corruption vines from her hands, and just like that, Kusuna activates her battle mode gear. Bai Xiaoan recognizes that the tentacles of Kusuna are the same tentacles that drag them into the portal. Seeing the most dominant creature in that world, Qi Yanyan is happy that she can execute her mission. Suddenly, she unsheaths her other spear, and an immense power emanates from it. Qi Yanyan can finally try the prototype weapon made from the demon fire crystal. Ralph Howard Kraft tells her not to do any further action and just let him handle everything. However, Qi Yanyan is not someone who will simply follow orders, so she ignores it and lunges toward Kusuna. Kusuna did not falter, and she immediately summoned her sword, ready to attack Qi Yanyan. Her ability to use a sword surprises Qi Yanyan. However, before the sword can even land on Qi Yanyan, Howling Tiger stops Kusuna's attack. Seeing the opportunity, Qi Yanyan leaps in mid-air and prepares to use the ultimate weapon in her arsenal. Kusuna notices her plan, so she hardens her tentacles to block the attack of Qi Yanyan. Howling Tiger is impressed to witness that Kusuna manages to resist the demon fire. After that, Kusuna pulled back her sword from the grip of the Howling Tiger, and she prepared to use her hardened tentacles against the beast familiar. Unfortunately, howling tiger gets impaled by the attack. Its eyes turn blue, and a blue aura starts oozing from its body. Bai Xiaoan quickly goes to Qi Yanyan, who feels devastated by her own recklessness that even puts her beast pet in danger. Qi Yanyan quickly returns her beast familiar in her royal beast space to heal. For the second time around, Kusuna failed to take a life due to the same trick. Bai Xiaoan acknowledges Kusuna's power. Suddenly, Kusuna activates her ultimate battle form, which is known as the incarnation of corruption. As expected from a god, she belongs to the Amethyst Peak level. Ralph Howard Kraft tells Bai Xiaoan that in order to kill Kusuna, he has to consume her soul, for the soul is the only one that can kill a soul. However, since Bai Xiaoan is now the soul, he can only harm Kusuna's physical attributes but not her soul. Suddenly, Qi Yanyan laughs and tells Bai Xiaoan that she will try again. Apparently, Kusuna's strength excites her even more. Qi Yanyan thinks that if she can defeat Kusuna with her spear, she can prove to the people in the upper realm that she is right. On the other hand, Bai Xiaoan thinks that she is just being an idiot for not knowing when to stop. Suddenly, Bai Xiaoan realizes something about fear. He realizes that Kusuna is not afraid to receive any form of attack because she can quickly recover. However, when Qi Yanyan attacks her using the spear, Kusuna desperately blocks it. At that point, Bai Xiaoan starts considering the fact that Kusuna might be afraid of the spear. According to the Eye of Apocalypse, the spear is made from the demon fire crystal and demon fire. Apparently, spears are legendary weapons that are believed to have the ability to hurt a soul. That said, Ralph Howard Kraft realizes that the only thing that can defeat Kusuna is the spear Qi Yanyan. Qi Yanyan, on the other hand, gets ready to deliver her attack against Kusuna. After hearing the analysis of Bai Xiaoan, Qi Yanyan's morale skyrocketed. However, Bai Xiaoan remembers that he is the main character of this manhwa, so he wants to take part, at least not to look like an NPC, and just like that, the two decide to fight side by side for the third time. Bai Xiaoan and Qi Yanyan power up their weapons. Then, Bai Xiaoan decides to go all out to par the energy of Qi Yanyan. Using the skill he copied from Baro, Bai Xiaoan activates his own version of spiritual armor, making him look like Kusuna's husband. According to the Eye of Apocalypse, it is called beast-controlling spirit armor. Bai Xiaoan is impressed with Baro's natural talent. Not only did it give Bai Xiaoan full-body armor, but it also altered the shape of his sword. However, Ralph Howard Kraft stops her from being in a daze as Kusuna is already charging towards him. Kusuna activates the power of her sword. Nonetheless, Bai Xiaoan uses Ralph Howard Kraft and unleashes a strong, devastating attack in front of Kusuna, which confuses her. Bai Xiaoan takes on the spotlight and showcases what he is capable of doing. Along with Ralph Howard Kraft, Bai Xiaoan easily blocks Kusuna's attack. Right after blocking her, Bai Xiaoan gave Qi Yanyan the signal to attack. Once again, Qi Yanyan leaps in mid-air and prepares to attack using her spear. Qi Yanyan activates the power of her spear, and as expected, Kusuna uses her tentacles to stop her from attacking. Unfortunately, Qi Yanyan gets wrapped by Kusuna's tentacles. She cannot do anything but feel stupid about herself after failing to deliver her blow for the second time. Bai Xiaoan realizes that they mess up. Kusuna is just one slash away from beheading Qi Yanyan. Out of desperation, Bai Xiaoan leaps backward and quickly charges his sword. Suddenly, a huge monster head aura is unleashed from Bai Xiaoan's sword, targeting directly the tentacles that constrict Qi Yanyan. Ralph Howard Kraft can't help but be amazed by Bai Xiaoan's hidden tricks.